Welcome, welcome to another episode of Mitch is Making It, the first episode of the new year.
Woo!
Holy shit! What a special episode we've got planned for you today. Maybe special in the sense that one very specific topic has derailed the entirety of the show.
Oh yeah.
We got so many cool things planned for you this year. We've got so many big scoping changes we're gonna do for the show, and it's gonna be a little different. It's gonna be a little weird, but I want to experiment a bit with it because we're such a smaller channel. I think that there's a lot of room to experiment without like super big risk, you know.
Oh yeah.
So I'm hoping that we all have a really fun time this year. I'm really excited for it. It should be like a really, really solid time. That being said, we have quite the episode for you guys. So we had this whole bit planned. We had this whole bit planned where we were going to talk about Hades, and we were going to talk about all of us yesterday like watched BattleBots, and it was like a really fun time. We had all these like different things that we had like planned for tonight, and then we decided to do something a little different. So
yeah, we thought it would be cute to do like a little quiz, answer some questions.
And this quiz has consumed so first of all, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it a little later, but it's something I'm hoping that you guys play along in the chat. So as we go through the questions, I'm gonna have all the questions up with you guys. I'm gonna pull up the browser and it's gonna be in the stream. And as we're playing it, we're hoping that you guys will play too at home. So I do know that this stream is a little later. We're doing this at 10 o'clock and not at 8. We had some stuff we had scheduled today, and this kind of, you know, this is just the way that it goes sometimes. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into channel news this week. As I forgot that this isn't in studio mode, so I have to actually... Well, there we go. All right, so welcome, everyone. Channel news this week is you guys are going to get 2 solid episodes of Persona 4. Gang Ludo and I are going to be trying some different games. And she has this one planned. I cannot remember the name of it. That's how amazing I am at planning the episodes.
Oh god.
We've been focusing so much on our season, on our next season thing. So for those who've been fans of us for a long time, you know, whenever we make big changes to the show, we call it seasons. And this next project we have is really ambitious, and it's something that it's gonna take a lot of time. In fact, it's gonna change a lot of foundational stuff about the show. So bear with us with the next couple months if the schedule gets a little weird. Because it's just it's just the way it is naturally. Okay. So let's discuss this. Okay, so we have Sleeping Geeks 50 anime questions. Now, as we go through this, I invite you at home to join us and answer in the chat what some of your answers are.
So first off, it's not actually 50 questions.
Yes, okay, so that
25.
This needs to be addressed. It is not 50 anime questions, it's 25 anime questions. Because what happens is although it says 50 anime questions, about 25 of them are anime, and the other 25 are like personal questions. We're not gonna do the personal questions. We're gonna focus specifically on the anime questions. We do have other topics planned tonight, mind you, but this might take up most of the session tonight. So, all right, we got 25 questions.
Yeah, because we got confused for like about half an hour about how to answer one of the questions.
Oh my god! All right, so question number 1, Amanda. Who is your favorite male anime character?
Man, why did you fucking have me go first? No! Oh no!
Who is your favorite male anime character?
Fuck. No.
A good way to think about it. A good way to think about it is your favorite. Okay, so what is a character that if you just seeing him makes you happy? Like, or just you know, it's something where like you see this character and it immediately like it's like, oh, it's this thing I like, you know?
Okay, so here's the issue. I do have one. It's really bad though.
We have some answers in the chat, but if you want me to stall for a little bit.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna fucking unlock this Pandora box. It's Crow from Show by Rock.
Show by Rock is an anime I have not seen. Could you describe a little bit of the character for me?
So Show by Rock is what I like to call the dirty little secret that exists in the genre of anime that I like, that that guilty pleasure. Show by Rock was an anime made by Sanrio, the Hello Kitty company.
Yeah. Hang on. I need to. I want to look it up, but I have the chat open on my phone.
Oh, don't worry. I'll grab him.
I can't see it anyways. I gotta have the questions.
Yeah, no. So Crow is the entire show is about this girl that gets teleported into a different world where everybody's an idol and they have like little like soul crystals that like glow more when they're like playing music, and when they play music and they hit like the absolute climax of the song, if they've built up enough momentum, their soul crystal gets bigger and they have like cool little power-ups. It's so fucking stupid. But because it's a Hello Kitty property, all of them are based off of animals, and Crow, despite the name, is maybe a kitty cat.
Maybe a kitty cat.
He has a tail and cat ears, but for some reason his Wikipedia says he's a hedgehog.
Okay, hang on. So, this is your favorite male anime character, but you sound so apprehensive about it.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
Is it problematic that you like this character?
No, it's just embarrassing. Because he's not even the main character, Mitch. He's a side character.
So what?
And I love him so much because he's this edgy little cat man that fucking sits in the corner and fucking plays like rock music with a bunch of other kitty cats that are like actually like big cats. And fucking I hate my life because he's an edgy little shit.
Oh.
And I love him. He's adorable.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh no, it's saying on both sides. I hope you know I'm judging you. Before
I give my answer, let's read off some of the ones in the chat real quick. So, let's see here. Mirror Archive says if Ruby counts as an anime, then Ozpin. I mean, yeah, I'd let that slide. I think Ruby's like anime enough at this point. I mean, it's in an Arxis game, you know. Diego says Joseph Joestar. Oh, good choice.
Very good choice.
Agnia says Hijirikawa Masato from UTA Pre or Uda Pre. Oh, it's shit. I can't think of the. It's the princess one. I think.
Oh.
Yes.
Princess Utna. Utina. Yeah.
And then Insane Oddball says Sawada Tsunayoshi. Yeah, getting that dude. I'm gonna be talking about KHR later. Fucking that shit is so good.
God, I feel like so fucking dumb. I'm like, dude, there's so many like better characters to have chosen. Because like honestly, my second pick was Shikamaru from Naruto.
Dude, there's nothing wrong. Why are you embarrassed?
Because he's a stupid cat boy and all he does is sing songs.
So what? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. My top favorite anime character of all time is Tsunayoshi Sawada from Katsukyo Hitman Reborn. I actually had like 3 other choices. I had like Kamina from Gurren Lagann. I also had Murkuro Rokudo, also from KHR, and then I also had Sasuke. because I'm
Sasuke.
Yeah, because I'm an edgy piece of shit. I love Sasuke aesthetically is just really, really cool. And I also had Gilgamesh on the list because Gilgamesh is also super aesthetically cool. But the reason I picked Tsunayoshi Sawada is because I spent $100 on J Star's Victory Plus, or whatever the fuck the PS3 game was called. Like in Japanese PSN cards, I spent $100 in Japanese PSN cards just so I could buy the game from the Japanese PlayStation network. Which was the game that had all the Shonen Jump heroes together, just so I could play Suna. And if that's not love, I don't know what is. Because I was thinking about it's like, yeah, there's a lot of characters I really like. But Suna is a character that I love Katsukyo Hitman Reborn. Like, that is one of those series that, like it follows me. So, anyways, that is, Insane Oddball says that is what we call simping.
Oh, we can't say simping.
Sorry, what a conversation.
Oh, imping. You know, when you have S-imps.
So many imps.
With that, I'm going to go. I'll be back in a
minute. You had to interrupt my show.
I did.
You had to.
I'm sorry.
The cat's in here now. Isn't that right, Bean? All right. Anyways. So yes, I would say Suna's one of my favorite characters in all of anime. If I had to pick a second, if there had to be an alternate, I would say Gilgamesh. From the Fate series. Number 2. Moving on to number 2.
This is the one we got stuck on for half an hour.
Who is your favorite female character? Okay, I'll take the bullet this time. I will take the bullet and answer first.
We can rotate back and forth because I think that would work for both of us.
Yeah. I think so too. I think that's only fair. I'm gonna say Ryoko Matsui from Kill la Kill. One of my favorite characters. She's fucking badass. It's, you know, she's just so cool. And I know Kill la Kill has like, you know, at the time it was just really cool. And I still, even now, there's still bits about it that I really like. And I played the Kill la Kill fighting game on the Switch recently, and just as cool, just as always cool. Like, it's just, Kill la Kill is so stylistically like fun, and it's ridiculous, and you know, it's over the top. If I had to pick a second, Saber, obviously from the Fate series. Saber's really great. Rin Tosaka also from Fate. Nico Robin from One Piece. I feel like it's only fair to also mention the runner-ups, because there's just too many good characters.
There are honestly just way too fucking many to not mention any of them.
Right.
Is not fair to yourself, honestly.
Haruhi Suzumiya, Homura from Madoka Magica.
Damn.
There's just too many, but that would be my number one. My number one is Ryuko, because I think the reason why like she stands out above all the else is because every time I see her, I'm reminded of Kill la Kill and just how like really rockin' that show was when it first came out. Like how like it caught everyone's attention, and people either like really liked it or they really hated it. And and I think that like that just makes sense to me. So in the interim, Mirror Archive says Nausicaa from Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind, great movie. Agnia says probably Kaorin from Azumanga Daioh. God damn, I haven't heard about Azumanga in a long time.
Oh yeah, damn.
Atlanta from Fate Apocrypha says Tech Turncoat. Nina Fortner from Monster. I actually know about Monster, because Insane Oddball says that too bad no one knows about this anime. I actually read a lot of Monster back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Okay, so what about your number two? What's your who's your favorite female character?
My favorite female anime character is actually Tomie from the Junji Ito collection.
I remember the Junji Ito collection having kind of like mixed reviews. What exactly is the bit she's from?
Tomie is she's essentially her own horror anthology, but she got mixed into it, so I'm counting it.
Okay.
Because Tomie is the one that the painter was based off of.
Okay.
Yeah. The manga does her way better justice, but because she's in an anime, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not?
She's one of my favorite characters that Ito has ever made. Mostly because if you read from the very beginning of Tomie all the way to the very end, there's actually a weird character progression, or in her case, a character degression for her. In the sense that the longer she spends like alive, the more monstrous she becomes. Because when she's first starting out, she doesn't want to like hurt people she cares about, even though they hurt her. She doesn't want to like do a bunch of bad shit. She just wants revenge. But then as it goes, it like snowballs into a monstrous form of just chaos, in which the only thing she cares about by the end is the things that would qualify her as human. And even then, she's like, yeah, it's not obtainable. I'll just go for what girls like. So, men, jewelry, makeup, cars, fucking all of that. I want all of that.
Okay.
And if I can't obtain it, I'll torture you. And I love her as a monster. She's absolutely fucking just phenomenal. And then I guess my number two would be Homura, because I love seeing emotions alone pushing someone past the breaking point. I love crazy. Love me a crazy bitch.
Yeah. All right. Diego, just so I can read his off, also said that he was going to go for Yuko. Although, to be honest, it's because I can't think of too many at the moment. So here's the problem that we both had with this question. I can think of like 100 female characters right now. I can think, I've watched so many series, like there's so many out there, but it's really hard to pick one above the rest.
Oh yeah. And there's also, like, after we're done here, I'm sure I'm gonna think of another female character or another male character I would have preferred.
Oh yeah.
Like, the second we're done here, I'm gonna think of like 20 fucking other answers for all of these bitches, and it's not fair.
Oh yeah. No, I super feel it. That being said, let's move on to number 3. Sorry. What is your favorite anime soundtrack? All right, I took the last one, so this one's yours.
My favorite anime soundtrack would be Madoka Magica. I really like the haunting, like, cathedral chanting sounds, and I also love just how ethereal it sounds. But my second pick would probably be Alden No Zero. Uh, their soundtrack is fucking phenomenal. Fucking Heavenly Eyes is so fucking good. Entire soundtrack is about, like, it's a mech show, by the way, in which there's such a huge war that the very first episode, they just bomb the entire world. And they play this beautifully haunting fucking soundtrack, over top the sound of just, like, everything being destroyed and kids in, like, a distant country thinking they're shooting stars, and the song is called, like, All Lies. Fucking, and it's so fucking solid.
I'm gonna read a couple before I, because I want to stall a little bit because
I want to stall because I don't know what to say.
Well, no, it's that I have 3. I have 3 big ones.
Okay.
Mirror Archive says Bacano. The soundtrack is an absolute banger, and I will fight about that. Turncoat says Ruby because it's the only one I pay attention to. Jeez. Agnia says Sojo Kageki reviews Starlight as a music anime. It obviously has good music, but the background music and the way the lyrics of the main music show off its themes is perfect and beautiful. Diego says Yu-Gi-Oh! The original Japanese soundtrack has some bangers. Insane Oddball says I'm gonna cheat and say Persona 4. It did get an anime adaptation. So how we're actually ruling that is for you guys at home, you guys can count that as anime. Me and Amanda cannot count that as anime.
Yeah, we told ourselves that, like, hey, if it was a game and then it became an anime, you can't say shit.
Exactly.
Otherwise, some of my favorite females would have been from, like, the Danganronpa series, or fucking, and then it would have also been from my favorite male characters. I would have been fucked. So, man.
Let's see here. So when I was first approached with this question, I wanted to. So the ones that really stand out in my mind are the Trigger anime ones, or not Trigger, but Trigger's Kill la Kill. Gainax has Gurren Lagann, which also has another really great soundtrack. And there is some just really solid bangers all across. Obviously, you can't ignore Cowboy Bebop, Wolf's Rain, some of the older animes back then. Trigun had like a really solid soundtrack.
They really fucking did.
Samurai Champloo, like there's a lot to choose from. But I'm gonna say the original Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, yeah. No, that's super fair answer. I love the original soundtrack. Fucking Brothers gets me every time.
Brothers is one of the best soundtrack, like was one of the best. So here's the deal. I've had this conversation 1,000 times, and I think we've talked about it before on Mitch's Minute on the difference between Full Metal Alchemist 03 and FMA 03 versus Brotherhood. And I will say this, purely on soundtracks, the way that Brothers is done knocks everything out of Brotherhood, in my opinion. I think the orchestral sound that of everything that the original 03 has to give, it's so wonderfully done. And Dante's theme, like when it finally starts coming and you have the different variants of it, where you have the violin version, then you have the one that's sung, and like everything, every little bit about it, just the entire orchestra, like the beginning of the show, where it feels like it's that bombastic beginnings of an adventure, but then something horrible happens. Brothers is such a... I know it's almost weird to just pick one specific title and declare that the winner, but it's so... to this day I haven't like listened to a piece of anime music that I think captures not just a moment, but an overarching theme of a show the way that Brothers does. It got really close with Boku no Hero Academia. I was gonna say not My Hero Academia. It got really close with that one, and it's the students of, I think it's like the students of UA, like that track where it's the United States of Smash scene, and the music like swells up, and for a moment that piece is just so like sends a chill down my spine, gives me goosebumps, like the way the music swells up, and it's so wonderful. But I have to give it to Full Metal Alchemist, because all the tracks and like everything about the 03 production is just so wonderfully done. And that's not even including like the openings or just any of like the style, just like strictly the soundtrack. It's the best. So, and that's not to say that there isn't like hundreds of thousands of soundtracks that aren't just equally as good. It's like because if we wanted to talk a little bit more about it, Elfen Lied had me and you were just talking about this the other day, where the opening to that show, like it's so haunting. Like the whoever wrote that opening was a genius, because it's so hauntingly beautiful, the way that its progression works, and it's so unnervingly captivating. Anyways, let's see here. Apparently I fucked up a lot of words. It was in some of your guys' stuff. Now I feel bad for that.
I mean, that's super fair though. It's gonna happen.
Insane Oddball says pretty much any Attack on Titan OPs. Oh, so that was going ahead. We are on question number 4 now. What is your favorite anime opening plus animation?
It's your turn to answer first.
Ah, damn. Okay. This one's
I can
tricky.
answer it for you if you want, though.
For me.
Well, I can answer it before you.
Tell you what, yeah. Take this one. Take this one, because I think this one's a lot trickier for me than I originally thought.
All right. Hi there. I'm about to get real trashy real fast, because my favorite is Fighting Dreamers from Naruto. Nothing got tiny fucking 12-year-old Amanda more hype as shit than fucking Fighting Dreamers. Nothing!
Oh, Fighting Dreamers.
thing got me more
man.
fucking hype than fucking Fighting Dreamers. I was just so fucking like excited anytime it came on. Also, Gronson's going, yeah.
Why don't you read the comment answers this time?
Yeah, not a problem. So let's see. The opening to Rose and Maiden. I'm not saying that. You can't trick me. I'm hyper casual, so I skip all of them. Season 2 Kaguya-sama is pretty fucking good. Naruto runs to the beat of Fighting Dreamers. Honestly, was anything more hype than fucking Fighting Dreamers? I mean, I know, and like my second pick is obviously Attack on Titan. Everybody knows that. Fucking, it's so good. I will say that my third pick is actually the opening to Stardust Crusaders.
Ooh, the JoJo openings. I haven't thought about that in a second. Yeah.
And the reason I say that Stardust Crusaders is up there is because Dio did something that a lot of fucking animes just never did. Never do. In which he interrupted the fucking theme song to take a crack at someone. Just went, no, I'm gonna kick his ass now. Fuck your fucking theme song.
Oh, God. The problem with this question is that the logic behind a lot of these answers is like what's something that you listen to or what's something that you hear and you immediately like get hype for. Or
Right.
but I think a big problem with this question for me is that a lot of times things that I really liked years ago are not things I like now. Like Tank for me, the Cowboy Bebop opening, that's not, like, it means nothing to me. Like it's like, oh, it's Tank. Like it's so like synonymous with like, oh yeah, it's one of the best anime openings of all time. Like, you know, I can't really, you know, it's whatever. I would this is gonna be like stupid weeby. I'm gonna say Sign. I'm gonna say Sign,
Okay.
the sixth opening, I think, to Naruto Shippuden.
Yeah.
The
We
reason
both chose Naruto.
we both, okay, so that's the thing, because there's a part of me that says so the what's the I'm trying to remember the name of the first opening to JoJo. It's I used to know like the back of my hand.
Oh god, the very first one. So like
Sono Chino
so part one.
Sadame. Yeah, Sono Chino Sadame.
God, now
yeah.
that's
Because that one's really good. That one's like top-notch quality anime openings. And then Sonochi no Kyoku, which is what do I like the fact that I was able to just roll it off the tongue like surprised me. Sonochi no Kyoku is also like really good, like the one you were talking about, like Stardust Crusaders second opening. Stand Proud is good, like fucking like
God.
they're all good openings, but I think the reason why, like, I would want to pick one of those, but the reason why I'm gonna pick Sign specifically is, for me, Sign was like one of, like, just in terms of animation and in terms of like the feeling of the time for Naruto. Like, if you were a big fan of the show at the time, like, this is when like some people would argue that the show peaked, but for me it peaked 2 openings later. But like,
also, by the way, Tech Turncoat says Joe.
it's so good. Like, that's the thing. I'm not trying to diminish it or by picking Naruto above. Sign to me is like this like one of the it's just this, it's such an like momentous moment in the show that like it's hard for me to not pick that one, just because I love the little animation bits. Same thing with the very last opening to Full Metal Alchemist 03. Another great song, great, like the animation's so well done, it's so fluid. We last year, believe it or not, it was only last year that we sat down with Nate and watched FMA, and watching just the fluidity of the animation for that opening is just it's so there. I don't take this answer lightly, is what I'm trying to get across. This isn't something. This isn't something I'm like, oh, I like Naruto, so that's what I picked. Sign is the perfect song for the perfect moment in a long-going series. That is pretty much the answer. And I know that there are better openings, like Silhouette later from Kanabun. I think it's opening 16 or something like that. And then like there are some like better quote unquote openings, but I think that an anime opening needs to establish the tone going into what you're about to watch.
Exactly, which is why Fighting Dreamers is hype as shit.
Fighting Dreamers is hype as shit. I'm not saying that. I know. I think because me and you had a conversation about this right before we started this, about how the My Hero Academia openings don't hit it for me, and they don't hit it for you, because there's something about it that it's kind of missing. You know, like there's just that one thing about it.
Hyper.
It needs to be like sometimes it's the song is good, but the animation should be more. Like there should be more of like, okay, so not to break from the questions, but Katsukyo Hitman Reborn, we were just talking about this. Katsukyo Hitman Reborn opening 3. But when they are doing the Vongola Ring challenge, and Varaya and the Tsunayosha Sawada boys, the fucking when those boys are all together and they're fighting Zanzis and the Varaya for the rings to determine who would be the next leader of the family. The opening they do around that time doesn't actually follow anything in the anime, or not anything in the anime, but it follows the very specific theme. There's a big conflict going around, so instead of showing scenes where they're fighting in the school like it does in the anime, they actually fight in a really big city, and Zanzis and Suna are flying through the sky fighting each other, and it's really hype. It sets the tone, the pacing of it's really great, but it does this really good job of just, it doesn't have to be exact. Like something I would love out of a My Hero Academia opening is all of them just fighting in a city. Just have them all brawl in a big city. Show that we're about to get into some really heavy shit. Or have them and it doesn't have to be accurate to what's happening in the show itself, because if anything, by making it not accurate, it lets me in on the surprises we're about to see. You know?
Oh yeah.
So that's where I think. Like I think that, and like I said, Sign opening 6 of Shippuden, like right there. If I had to pick a second, the second opening to Fate Zero. The second opening to Fate Zero. The sense of dread and doom as we race to the beginning.
Right.
Is well done.
I just thought about a song that it just kind of hit me, because I remember how fucking solid it was. And it's from Kill la Kill, but it's the Until My Body Is Dry.
I know. I want to pick the second opening too. It's like
I'm like, wait.
There's a lot of really solid music that comes out of anime. Kill la Kill second opening is like ambiguous. Oh, good shit. Let's move on. Let's move on to number 5. More music. What is your favorite anime ending song plus animation?
So
I answered last both times, so I have to do it.
Yeah, I don't mind answering this one again first if you want, because I instantly know my answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is Fukai Mori by Do As Infinity, and it is the Inuyasha ending.
Why that?
For a lot of people, the only thing that they had seen for the first time of Inuyasha had been that ending. And it is honestly this fucking song is very, very beautiful. But for a lot of people, their first time experiencing Inuyasha was waking up at 3 in the morning to that ending song. And it's because you've watched Inuyasha, right?
Yeah, bits and pieces here and there.
Have you ever seen the ending?
Yes.
So it's literally the one where Shishomaru is on top of like a mountain and his fur is flying in the wind.
Yes,
It's that one as he overlooks his dad's grave.
Yeah.
It's literally that one. And it is so fucking good. It fucking like my nostalgia just goes through the fucking roof every fucking time. The second one would probably be God, I'm such a nostalgic fucking piece of shit, but it's the FMA ending.
Which one?
It's the I believe it's the first one. I believe it's the first one. It could be the second one. It's in my memory, they're both pretty close together, but it's the one where they're sitting in the snow and he looks down at his hands, and on the metallic one, the snow hasn't melted, but on his human hand, it has.
I think that's the second one.
I think that's the second one.
Yeah. No. That makes perfect sense. So let's read off some endings that you guys have picked before we move on to my answer. Mirror Archive says either the Trigun ending or the Triple X Holic ending. Diego says going JoJo again with the last strain home. Great ending. What a wonderful bit. Let's see here. Tech Turncoat says the ending to the first season of Nichijou. Insane Oddball says Diamond is Unbreakable's opening for me. I think they meant ending. This is another one, a hard one, because the first one that came to mind is not actually the one I want to pick, but it's the one I wanted to talk about. The first ending to Soul Eater, do you remember that? I Wanna Be.
Oh my god!
Where they're just screaming, I wanna be. It's so
holy shit!
What a tone setter! What a way to end every episode.
I know.
Just like the thrashiest song. Like, oh god damn.
Oh no. I because we were stuck on some of these questions for so long, I took a quick peek at the very next question and I just went, oh no.
So that's the thing. Another great one is that is not my pick is the Fate Zero ending, where they recreate famous paintings of the characters that they're supposed to be, and it's just such a really nice bit. But my number one ending, because it has to be something that I think really this is a lot harder than I want it to be.
It's so hard
because there's so many good ones. I'm sorry guys. I think If I had to pick a favorite ending, I would pick the ending to Outlaw Star.
No. Don't you fucking lie to me.
All right. No, it's not.
We both know. That the first time we seen it gave us nightmares.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna pick. The first and no, last ending to season 1 of Code Geass.
Okay.
The reason,
Absolutely.
yes, the reason why is because I think once again this has everything to do with tone. I think that tonally speaking, it is once again the perfect song to end that show. If I had to pick a second one, I would say Gundam Unicorns ending, like when they did the show. The second, the unicorn ending. Because I think that was also just a very well done ending. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on Diamond is Unbreakable. It's also really solid. Yes, but if I had to say second ending, Code Geass. Oh, thank God we're not doing music anymore.
I know. Holy shit.
What is your favorite anime scene? I actually have this one right at the top of my head.
Well, that's super fair because I've answered the last 3 first. So, your turn.
My favorite anime scene of all time is when Niles and Fraser fight one another. No, the bean! Oh, she knocked over my trash can. Shit.
The bean. You're like, oh no, that means I can't answer it first. Amanda, go. Amanda, it's your turn.
Oh, let me just clean this up real quick. All right. I'm gonna say my favorite anime scene actually comes from Fate Zero, and it's because literally nothing happens in it. Fate Zero, there's a great scene in which Iskander, Gilgamesh, and Arturia are all having a conversation with one another. They talk about their life's legacies and what it means to be a king. And for some reason, and I can't tell you why, outside of the fact that I think it's just something that was so incredibly well written, it's my favorite scene. Because it's just these. If it wasn't for the writing of Zero, it wouldn't have worked. It's a huge gamble to essentially have an episode where nothing happens. Nothing happens. It's just a bunch of characters discussing what it means to be king, and all these characters: King Arthur, Alexander the Great, the king hero Gilgamesh. They all come from different periods of time. Each one had their great ups and their great downs. So watching them kind of sit and drink and talk amongst each other for a whole episode, an entire episode, and to have that episode end with Iskander showing off his grand power and what it means to be king. Oh. Very, very well done. Very well done. If I had to pick a second scene, Full Metal Alchemist, the original, not Brotherhood, but the original, where Edward confronts Shao Tucker. The music, the tone. It's quiet. We recently watched this, and it'd be one thing if I hadn't seen it in a while. Oh my God, the bean! No, damn it! All right. I love you, little one. You can't play over here. I hate Tabby right now. She shouldn't have put the bean in here. the bean. All right. Oh.
As I just hear shit fall over.
She's fine. She's fine. Anyways, so I move the trash can. She moves right towards it because she thinks that there's treasures inside of it. We just saw the scene recently with Shao Tucker, and the audience knows something is amiss. Edward knows there's something that, you know what, I'm going to change my answer to that, actually. As much as I love the king scene, the more I think about it, the better it is. Like, the tone, the lack of music until the stinger. Even when Nina comes into the scene, there is no music. And the lack of music creates such a atmosphere that I think it hits really hard to the point where it's a meme for a lot of people, but it hurts. And even watching after all those years, and you know what's going to happen, just the way the scene is set up, it's so masterfully done. And I think, because we had a conversation about this off camera about how Brotherhood handled the scene, and there was music everywhere, there was a red fainted glow and all this stuff, but the scene is just lit by candles, the original, and it hits harder. It means something more. So I'm gonna change my answer to that. That is one of my favorite scenes in all of anime.
Okay, that's super fair. In the meantime,
I'm gonna mute myself for a second so that I
absolutely.
So that I can deal with the bean. 1 second.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the answers include, I'm going to say, Zoro's promise to Luffy after his fight with Mihawk. I watch it every now and then, and it makes me tear up every time, Lamau. The people are just like making fun of the fact that Chi-Chi's a menace. Scene in Kaguya-sama where it goes into why Yu is the way he is, and it's revealed that the girl he liked is a toxic ass relationship. Okay. And then so let's see. Yeah, honestly, there are just some so fucking just solid anime scenes out there. Why do I feel like mine are so shit? Because a lot of people are like, oh, these have like deep, meaningful like pieces. Meanwhile, I'm like, I really like Indurara when Shizuo punched a man so hard all of his clothes fell off.
She's
like
I just got back. So what is the scene that you have picked?
So there's a couple that are kind of like tied in my head. Some of them are more meaningful than others. Like I was saying, one of them is the scene in Durara when he literally punches a man so hard he flies back and all of his clothes fucking fly off because he punched him so fucking hard.
Oh god, I remember just it had been done before. It had not been done to that extent.
Oh yeah, just never that fucking bad. There's also a scene from Boruto that's actually my favorite.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's the scene where Naruto yells at him for cheating. Delicious. Delicious. I could watch it 1,000,000 times. Absolutely fucking decadent, that one. Oh, you could eat it with a little spoon.
Okay. All right, let's.
No, I have.
We're only on number 6.
I mean, there's I have a couple of like real ass answers where it's like nice and like honest to God, like emotional. One of my favorite ones that I actually really like is from FMA when Wrath kills Lust. And as he's like killing her, he's like questioning why she would do everything she did. And he's like, what's the point in becoming human? All you're gonna do is just die. And her only answer for why she would want to become human is, I just wanted the freedom to know. And it's so sad because you get so attached to Lust. And that entire scene, honestly, any of the scenes with the homunculi are just so heartbreaking because you just find out just how sad they are.
Not to get too into it, but also the difference between what the homunculi are. Like, Lust is a character in the original. She is a monster in Brotherhood, and I think that's like there's such a dramatic difference between the two series in that sense.
Oh yeah.
I was also gonna, you know what? I hate saying it like this, but United States of Smash. I keep thinking like that's a more recent example.
God.
But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we watched the dub too, and like hearing the crack and like that whole episode, like hearing the crack in his voice at the revelation, and then like the music swells. Like we went over it already, but like that's such a wonderful scene. I recently watched another one, the end of season 4, where Endeavor fights Hien Nomu,
Yeah.
and watching this character, like it's maybe it's not one to call it my favorite scenes, but it's they do a really good job at like making these older characters have these developments or having these kind of like arcs that are very well written.
Oh God.
But anyways,
I thought of another one.
what's up?
And it's just really quick. Shikamaru, that scene after Aizawa dies, or Asuma dies, Aizawa. Asuma dies after his sensei dies, and he's at home having a fucking meltdown with his dad because his teacher just died, and his teacher was like ridiculously strong, and it doesn't make any sense because how do I kill this immortal person? And he's just losing his fucking mind. And it's such an interesting scene because Shikamaru's like supposed to be a brilliant, amazing strategist, but he's losing it because how do you kill someone who's immortal? And he's just so heartbroken over the fact that he's dead that he doesn't know what to do. And it's so good. Oh my god.
Oh no,
Naruto's so good.
it is an incredibly well done series. We could probably talk about favorite scenes for a long time. There are so many good ones. Let's move on to number 7.
Oh, also, Agnia saying still thinking about the bean. The bean is fine.
Yeah, I just moved her to a different room that she's like so that she's okay. The bean is fine. If you could meet an anime character, who would it be?
It's my turn to answer first, right?
Yes.
Jonathan Joestar.
True. I could see that.
A Jonathan Joestar, if only so I could let him know that his family's okay. He cares so much about them in Eyes of Heaven. Fuck! I just want you to know that they're okay. Honestly, half of the characters I would choose is only so I could just give them a hug and just be like, it's okay. It's okay. I know life sucks. It's okay.
Oh, jeez. Mirror Archive says Daisuke Jigen from Lupin the Third Part 2 specifically.
Oh, that's absolutely fair.
Yeah. And Agnia says, I want to punch Mineta from from My Hero Academia so bad. I think I could take him. He may be a hero student, but I have feral lesbian energy and about 2.5 feet on him. It's him 100% just to beat his ass.
Oh my god. Honestly, he's like a very good choice. I would love to meet Mineta just so I could just wreck his shit.
He's such a dick.
He is.
But
holy shit.
I'd say All Might.
Yeah?
I would want to meet All Might. I think that I would want to, like, live it this way. If I could reword the question to, if you could meet an anime character, who would it be? To, if you could have like a beer or like a cup of coffee with an anime character,
right?
Because I think that's a lot better of a question.
Yeah, can I just like sit down and have like a nice cup of tea with Jonathan Joestar and be like, hey, so look, I know your granddaughter goes to jail for a little bit, but she's okay. She gets out of there.
I think that having a cup of coffee with All Might, like even in his like skinny form, I would want to like just talk with him. I'd want to like have a conversation, like, what was it like, you know, how did you feel about these things, you know, like, I think that would be like a really like nice time, you know. We got some other answers before we move on to the next question. Diego says Joseph, but part 3 version.
A part 3 version is just like taking your grandpa out to go get coffee.
You take Sean Connery out to get coffee.
It would be so nice and so sweet just to be like, yeah,
Insane
you're one
Oddball
of the
says,
most strongest dudes in the world.
Insane Oddball says Twink Jonathan is cursed. I can't tell if he's talking about Johnny or if he's talking about the way that Jonathan is drawn nowadays, because Hirohiko Araki can't draw the way he used to anymore.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay.
You draw them so many times, you know?
Let's see here. What anime character is most similar to you in terms of personality?
Oh no.
I feel like this is like a narcissistic call out. Like that would be like what the answer. What is the question? It's like, how do you perceive yourself? Like what would the question be? I would say Gentle Criminal from My Hero Academia, only because I think Gentle Criminal is like a character that I'm really surprised that they would do in a show like My Hero. He tries his best, but life just kept beating him down. And so I'm gonna take that one, because I feel like if I answer any other one, like, it has to be a joke, right? Like Choji. I'm more like Choji. I like food. Like, that would be it. That would be my answer.
Oh god. This one's really hard.
I don't like this question. It feels, I don't know. I just don't like this one, but give it a shot. If anything, I would argue maybe we could change it so that like like we answer for each other. I think that might.
Like what character you most.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Well, answer the standard way first, because if I have to go out on a limb and then call myself Gentle Criminal.
You can at least give me a hint, bitch. Honestly, I can't think of his name, but you mentioned him just earlier today. It's the guy from Class C from My Hero Academia. He has the
shit. I know exactly. That guy.
Yeah, the power to ask questions.
Oh.
He's like determined, and he like works very hard, and he's pretty smart.
Yeah, Gronzin says it's Shinso.
Yeah, Shinso. I feel like that might be the closest, if only because honestly, yeah, either Shinzo or Aizawa, ironically.
I was actually gonna say that you're more like Aizawa.
Yeah. And then I'm probably just Aizawa. Because Aizawa is I mean he obviously cares, but he's got like this fucking uh sense about him where he's just like, oh, I just want a nap, okay?
Yeah.
Let me go fucking take a nap.
Unfortunately that answers my part B version of that question, because I was gonna say that you're very much like Aizawa. Very talented, very, very cool. You deserve a nap.
I just want a nap so fucking hard.
To those who were brave enough to answer in the chat, because I can't imagine that this is an easy question for anyone. Mirror says Celti Sturluson. Oh, from Durara. Or Atsushi Nakajima. Diego says Usopp. don't do that to yourself. Insane Oddball says Master Roshi. Tech Turncoat says I want to say Shirio Emiya. But they're not. They say they're not nearly cool enough to be Shirio. That's not true. Gronson says, who's the most just dude character? The guy with the glasses from Gintama, whose name escapes me right now. Tech Turncoat says Gronson would be the Moomen bike from One Punch Man. Okay, so yeah, I think that pretty much answers that question. So, number 9. What is your favorite thing about anime?
God. Whose turn is it to answer first?
I'll take this one.
Okay.
My favorite thing about anime is the fact that a lot of stories that I really enjoy, I feel could not be told any other way. What I mean by that is, if you take a show like One Piece, right? One Piece just had its 1000th chapter, like last week. They did a big celebration about it. They're doing a big international top 100 fucking, character poll with a really cool metal as fuck animation. And I just feel like you couldn't do a show like One Piece in any other media, or any other medium. Like it's so specific. It's so very specific to its form. And I would also say that, like, I feel like you lose some of the expression that comes with anime. Animation as an art form in general is very expressive. There's some things that you can do in anime and animation in general that you just simply cannot do in live action. And I know a lot of people would argue that, like, that there is like a really big difference, or that, that maybe I'm over exaggerating, but I don't think you could do a live action Naruto. I don't think you could do
honestly.
I don't think there's a lot of things I just don't think translate like that. I don't think that there's a lot of things that there's just sometimes, like, anime creates this layer of a suspense of disbelief, where a lot of live action stuff has to be grounded in a sense of realism. And but my favorite stories are told through anime,
Right.
So that's what I would say. My answer would, because to me it's not about the animation quality or the because nowadays it's like, oh, like, look how beautifully this battle scene was animated, and it's like, yeah, that's cool, but like, I think the ability to make me care about drawings like these characters that are on this piece of paper, I think that's the most impressive aspect of anime, and I think that's my favorite thing about it. So there's just the level of storytelling.
Oh yeah. I would be inclined to agree. My favorite thing is probably just the fact that it covers all genre, all topics, everything. It doesn't shy away from certain things, and even then, a lot of animes out there are like, "Hi, this is a more adult anime," and I don't mean in like hentai terms or anything like that. I mean in like Violet Evergarden, where it is essentially therapy, the show, in which this woman just goes and talks to people and listens to their trauma about war and death, and the entire thing is so beautifully set, but it's definitely a more adult themed show that obviously has a fantasy element to it, and there's just not there are no adult cartoons like that. All adult cartoons here in the States are absolutely just fucking awful sometimes because they're just like, haha, boobs,
Yeah,
haha, dicks.
it
And it's
there is such a animation is treated so differently here. Like everything has to be shown through this almost like a family friendly kind of generated screen, or it's Family Guy, or it's South Park.
yeah.
There isn't there is no in between.
You get shit like Mr. Pickle or fucking Family Guy, or where the main jokes are just about like sex, and that's great, but is that all that there is for adult animation here?
I think that it's because they don't. It's just the way it's treated, and I think that those who have tried to make that jump, it was received poorly because the stigma will always exist here. It'll always exist. It'll either always exist or it'll take a stupidly long amount of time before we ever get to a point where it is treated the same. And there are some shows out there that are trying, but it's going to take a long time. Some people say, or not some people, but some of the chat, some of their answers are Diego says the fight scenes. As long as it's well animated and looks cool, should all be entertained. Insane Oddball says the fan service. Agnia says there's been a loss to traditional animation methods in the West that anime has continued to uphold, which I am grateful for. Tech Turncoat says just how fucking batshit it can get. We get really sweet romance. We get huge, cool power fantasies. Girls are shooting railguns with their fingers. Skeletons are comedically buffing before raid bosses. It's just so cool. Insane Oddball gives a real answer that says, I prefer Japanese storytelling over Western ones, especially since the West prefers overdosing on social justice rather than the focus on telling a enjoyable story. I don't actually think I've seen a lot of that. I actually don't know a lot of examples of Western animation outside of like the ones I traditionally watch, not even enjoy anymore. So I would like to see some examples of that though. I don't know too many. Anyways, move on to the next question.
Absolutely.
What is the least favorite thing about anime?
Oh god.
I can give this one immediately.
Same.
Immediately.
Same.
I went first last time. Do you want to take this one? Or do I think we're on the same page?
No, we might be. I don't know. I'm not exactly telepathic, but keep your gross brother sister fucking complex shit out of my goddamn fucking shows.
We're close, but no cigar. Mine is I really don't like how it feels like after 18 your life is over.
Yeah, no, same.
That's my least favorite thing. I really, really hate the fact that a character, once they turn 20, are called old woman or old man. And it's just not, I feel like it created this weird, and maybe this is just me, right? But I do feel like it creates this weird Peter Pan syndrome almost. Because if the media that you consume just tells you that, like, oh, life is essentially over after 20, what are you going to do for the rest of your life? You know?
Yeah, there's so much more of it to live, and absolutely, I
Also-
totally understand.
Also,
Yes?
I read it in the chat real quick. Everyone essentially, I think, is on the same page here. I really, really, really hate the over sexualization of these younger characters.
Same.
Especially when I was watching anime, like, and I was a teenager, like, I didn't see any problem with it because I was that age, you know. But like, as I get older, and even when I turned like 19, I was like, this is getting kind of weird. And like, I think I'm not sure if it's just me, but like, as we continue, it feels like the characters are drawn to look younger, and I'm having a really hard time dealing with some of the moments. Like we talked about this when I was trying to 100% the My Hero Academia game, the one Justice 2.
Yeah.
Story mode, and Cammy would do her ult, and the ult would just flash her ass and her belly and her tits every single time. And like, it's just weird to me that like that's emphasized and the character's like 17. I don't need that. Like, I think something that I think it's weird, it is beyond bizarrely weird to me that like we don't have anime that involve characters that are older, and when they are older, like the characters, while they might be older, they act way too old. Have you noticed that? Like, a character will be 23, but they're acting like they're 45 years old. And
I know. What the fuck? Also, can we stop it with the lolly not lolly stuff?
Yes, I also agree with that.
There's a couple of things, because the lolly not lolly also complex bullshit. If I hear fucking One-chan one more fucking time with the cutesy little voice while she's trying to fucking ride him, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I can't do that shit no more, anime. I actually have siblings. That's gross.
Oh God, it's
like an instant, like, the fucking second, because anyone who has siblings, you're just like, come on.
It's I don't know, man. There's a lot that's wrong with Japan. And we haven't been reading off some of these, so let me go ahead and rewind this real quick. Mirror Archives wrote a full paragraph. Sometimes my brain will do a thing where I want to create something so inspired by this anime, but then I'm stuck in a loop where I want to create something, but then I'm worried that the inspiration I'm taking would be considered stealing the idea. So I just write ideas to myself, and then the inspiration drains out of me and makes me feel upset in a way I can't quite explain. Also, the uncomfortable fan service or abusive characters go through due to misunderstandings. Yeah, that's about right. The misunderstanding stuff, I remember, like, there was a Wooly from Super Best Friends play. Now he's just known for Wooly Versus. Was infamous for disliking any anime that was in that had the problem of just talk. If you just talk, though, all of this could be avoided. And Saint Audible says the funny, in quotes, female on male abuse.
I'm not into that.
Yeah, Gronzon also says that too. Tech Turncoat says sometimes it goes overboard on the fan service, and they also hate the incest angle. Agnia also agrees with the incest and the little stuff. I don't want to say that word on my show.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Reminder that everyone in Joe is under 20 years old, says Diego. Give me Jones Joestar, who used to work in an office job before acquiring his stendo powers.
Stendo power.
Mirror Archives also says, I want to see an anime about a single mother or grandpa still going through their magical girl life or something. Maybe not a magical girl, but you get the idea. I would actually I was thinking about this. I would totally just watch an anime about a post-injury All Might. Or or a Super Sentai hero that is entering his 50s and he is struggling to find someone to take up his mantle. Like a Batman Beyond, but from Bruce's perspective.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why, one of the reasons we listed that Overlord was doing so fucking well with us was because the main character is like, yeah, I'm an adult, I own my own place, I have my own job. I just like fucking video games.
Oh yeah.
And we really fucking liked that he was an adult. He wasn't a high schooler, he was an adult who just was super into this MMO.
Yeah.
And fucking we were jazzed about it because it doesn't happen that often.
It also in One Piece there are some characters like Nico Robin and Frankie and a lot of like the Marines and a lot of characters in general that are in their 20s and 30s, where like the main Straw Hat crew themselves are like 19, 20, something like that. So like even that for me is a step in the right direction. Agnia also says, as someone who is that age, it's also weird and uncomfortable for us. Tech Turncoat says there's Insane Oddball says, I'm not really your blood sister, so it's okay if we kiss. Oh god, I hate that.
I hate
You know what the worst part is? That I see that like it's been a trend for like 5 years now. Like if you go to Pornhub and like places like that, that's something that people actually want, and it still grosses me out. Like it's still like I have not been to that website in a long time because I just don't want, like, I'm like, ugh like you have to play out these scenarios and it's like, oh geez, it's really fucked, dude.
It's not great, man. I just
like I don't understand like what the appeal, like when did all of a sudden like this become like the thing that like everyone wants. Tech Turncoat says, I hate the 1,000-year-old lolly shit. Me too.
Yeah. That's the lolly, not lolly.
Bronzen also says the Protag's friend is complaining about how the Protag's sister is so hot that if he was that sister's brother and the Protag cuts him going, if you were me, she'd be your sister. Oh, he's talking about a fan fiction that brought this up. So yeah, the shit's gross. Stop it, anime. Stop it. It's so hard to recommend it to like it's really difficult to I think for me that's actually one of the reasons why it's so hard to continue being into anime sometimes, or like to continue pursuing this this hobby, because
honestly, yeah.
it makes it very difficult as an older adult. I just feel like I love My Hero Academia, super dig it right now. It's really great. I love One Piece and I love like all these different like stuff. I'm having a really, really hard time picking series nowadays. I'm having like a really fucking hard time with it. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anyways, who are
Next
your
question.
favorite anime couple? You answered first last time, so I have to answer. When I was younger, I really liked a lot of my ships come from like games. They don't come from anime. When I think of like shipping stuff,
Right.
when I was younger, like a teenager, I really liked Ichigo Rukia from Bleach. I
assume they're talking about canon couples, right?
Oh, really? Yeah, I guess that makes
Well,
sense. Yeah, because it's your favorite anime couple, not like it doesn't say ship.
Yeah.
Um.
Which makes this question so hard for me.
Yeah. Well, one, how many canon couples are there in anime? Shit. This one's actually really tricky. I would say. I hate this question.
No, that's super fair. I can answer this one. One of my is actually Uranus and Neptune from Sailor Moon.
Okay.
They absolutely got fucking dicked over when it came to the dubbing here in the States, in which they were made cousins.
Well, the anime was a different time. The world was a different time. It sucked, but
Oh yeah. But I mean, at the but they're actually like really, really sweet together, and they like obviously care about each other. So that's definitely one of them. And oh my god, I think I just realized that all of my favorite canon couples are just girls. Shit.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Because the one after that is Madoka and Homura. It's not the healthiest ship out there, but there is a level of devotion that has to go into it if you're willing to become God
are they?
and the devil.
Would you consider them a canon couple?
Homura and Madoka?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You would?
I would. Yeah, I would. I think it's because Homura, on several occasions, especially in the movie, like goes into it about how everything she did it because she loves Madoka, and Madoka goes into it and says that everything she did, it's done out of love. It's not like a friendship love, it's love.
I didn't watch the movie.
Yeah. But they kind of go into it a bit more. But honestly, it's there's supposed to be some new stuff coming out for it. Not feel about it because it have ended with the first 12 fucking episodes, and it could have ended with the movie. But I know they just keep fucking poking the creator and going make more. So I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, honestly, so Uranus and Neptune and Madoka and Homura. Because fuck, I guess.
Canon is my problem. Let me read some of your guys' answers. Maybe it'll inspire something in me.
Yeah.
Mirror Archive says Roy and Riza from FMA.
Yeah, solid.
Awesome choice. Kyo and Toru from Fruits Basket says Insane Oddball. Izuku and Ochako, if only because it's very, I guess, sensible, says Gronzon. It's cute. I also like how Ochako deals with her feelings for Izuku in the show. Agnia says Kashino and Ichigo from Yumerio Patisserie. I fuck up every single one of the names that you. I'm so sorry, Agnia. I feel like you have. I feel like every anime that you have put down, I just butcher the fucking name. If you're talking couples that aren't canon but should be, it's Karen and Hikari from Review Starlight. Tech Turncoat says Kaguya and the Stuco Prez from and or Soul / Maka from Soul Eater. That's a great one.
That is solid. I agree.
Let's see here. Anyone who is a significant part of their personality is I love my partner. And then Diego says, if we're talking canonically, then Joseph and Arina are pretty cute. I'm having a really, really hard time with this one. Because canonically speaking, a lot of the ships I like they just don't happen. a lot of the ships that I enjoy, like really truly enjoy, just aren't there. Like I said before, when I was a teen, I liked Ichigo Rukia. I guess if I had to pick one that was canon, I'd say Tamaki and Haruhi from Ouran High School Host Club.
That's fair. That's very fair.
And that's a really begrudging answer because I don't actually... A lot of my ships are just not ships that will ever come true. And that's the nature of my tastes, I guess.
No, I think that's just the nature of the game in general of shipping.
That's true, yeah.
I've only had
Gyro and Johnny forever.
Yeah.
God.
I've only had 2 fucking of my ships become canon. Only 2. And they were ones from when I was younger, and I was never expecting them to become canon, and in one case I almost regret it. When I was younger, I was really into Supernatural.
Oh, jeez.
And we'll leave it at that.
Okay. Well, number 12. Who is your favorite anime animal?
Oh my god.
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
No.
Oh shit.
I'm actually gonna look this up. Yeah, this is another tricky one. I'm gonna pick. This one's tricky because I have to actually look up the name of the animal.
Diego says, "Does Chopper count?"
Chopper counts. I'll accept Chopper.
Oh my god, Mirror, that's a good one. I love Card Captor. Hero is so fucking solid.
I'm going to pick Sadaharu from Gintama, the big puppy.
Yee! That's a good one.
Yeah, the 5'7" puppy.
5'7" puppy.
That's right. That's how you know it's a true love.
It's a big old good boy.
That's right.
Oh no.
Let's see.
The next couple of questions.
Yeah, let's read off some other answers. Gronson says Chopper. Tech Turncoat says Cube. Mirror Archive says I think Ruth from the Magnus Brine.
Yeah, Magnus.
Magnus is a good dog, or maybe Karo from Cardcaptor Sakura. Insane Oddball says the dog from FMA.
Yeah, Black Coyote.
That's right. And Tech Turncoat says I can't think of a serious answer. You're okay. Don't worry about it. This one was a struggle. Number 13. What anime?
Oh shit! I was just consumed. Kirara from Inuyasha. Oh my god! I love that stupid fucking transforming cat, Kirara.
All right. Number 13. What anime would make a good game? So the rule with this one is it cannot be the series that we have to pick. It cannot have a game already.
Yeah.
So we can't
pick. It can't be like, oh, Danganronpa.
Oh, Naruto.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Who went first last time? Was it you? It was technically you.
Sure.
So is it me? Am I going first?
Sure.
Okay,
If
fine.
you want.
Yeah. If I had to pick an anime that could get a game, if you asked me this question 10 years ago, or not 10 years ago, but if you asked me this question like in 2013, I'd say Kill la Kill, because I'd want a platinum style game, but there's already a Kill la Kill game. This one's gonna sound stupid. I can't remember if D. Grayman ever got a game.
Oh shit. I don't think it did.
I don't. If it did, it was probably like some sort of DS game.
Or one of those gacha games. I don't count gacha games.
Yeah, I don't count them either.
Also, I think it did.
Damn. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, they were for the Nintendo DS and too.
Yeah, because Katsukiyo got like a bunch of portable games, so it got like I think it had 3 PSP games, like 7 DS games or something like that, like some stupid number of DS games, because they were sprite based and you could just put as many characters as you wanted. Oh fuck. Okay, it has to be an anime that didn't have a game already. I would say a Sea Control of Possibilities anime or a game would be really cool. If you don't know what Sea Control Possibilities is, congratulations. It's a weird one. It's not something. Bean, are you trying to sneak in here? She's trying to sneak in here. She's pushing the door open. She's in here
now. She's in.
She literally I looked at the door and I saw her head poking through it. Like she clearly like headbutted it until her head fit. And then she just kind of looked to see what was going on. I'm sorry guys, my cat interrupts my show. So
that's okay.
Yeah, I would say I would have to
Chi-Chi supremacy in the chat.
She's cute.
Can I get some Chi-Chi in the chat?
So yeah, I would say Control Sea of Possibilities. Okay, maybe. How about this? Let's reword it because I'm clearly struggling here. It has to be a game that doesn't already exist. In other words, like for example, I really like Gronzon's answer of a custom hero My Hero Academia game would be interesting. That would be kind of cool. I would super admit that. I would say, even with that, I'm like, fuck. even with the ability to do whatever I want, a Code Geass tactics game.
Oh yeah, that would be solid.
A Fire Emblem style Code Geass game.
Absolutely. I would honestly really enjoy Yggdrasil.
Oh, like actual Overlord.
Yeah, actually MMO Yggdrasil fucking, because that level of character customization dream of.
That is true. That is fucking true.
It keeps me up at night. The fact that you can be a goat man.
Or a fungus dude.
A fungus dude. Or a fucking skeleton. Or a fucking just like a fucking Cthulhu bitch. I'm all over it. I could also just be goo. I'm so fucking into that. That level of character customization is what keeps me up at night.
I think that level of customization, it is criminal that it's never been tried.
Oh, also, there's a bunch of Chi-Chi supremacies in the chat now. Oh no, Gronson says, I don't want you to show. Imagine a white slime monster.
I mean, you could have a white monster Arakune in Blaze Blue. Josh used to main that, actually.
Jesus.
Yeah. Some other answers we have here are Mirror Archive says 13. Tsubasa
Yeah.
Chronicles would be interesting as a game. I could see it being pretty open world with all the worlds you could go into. That or Castle in the Sky, because I would just want to explore the floating castle freely. Agnia says card capture soccer game would be fun. Bronzen obviously have the custom hero My Hero Academia game. Diego says JoJo has 3 Gotch games and only one good one. It's Japan only, and that makes me sad. But Diego also wants a JoJo fighting game from Arxis.
Diego brought up the possibility of a Chi-Chi emote, which I'm super down for.
We actually have a pretty famous Chi-Chi face. It's famous to me. The pretty famous Chi-Chi face. I'll put it.
That one.
I'll put it up in a second so you guys can see it. Actually, let me go ahead and transfer it over. So that like I'll put it in the chat real quick, or mine and Amanda's chat so that I can just grab it here in a second. As I'm like desperately searching for it.
Oh no, you're all good. Honestly, Chi-Chi. Also, now Mitch can see my shame of Crow.
That's right. I see it. Oh no, she's on the desk. When did that happen?
Oh no, Chi-Chi.
The bean.
The bean is too powerful.
All right. Let me very carefully just copy this image. Just save this image real quick. Hang on. If I open it, will it just pop up?
Yeah, come on.
All right, hang on.
I'm watching the stream.
There it is. There it is. It should pop any moment now.
Come on. Baby.
Is it? I actually don't know if it's...
now it is. Now it is.
All right. Yeah. That's the bean. That's
the bean.
Yeah.
Oh, little bean.
So yeah.
Yes. Also, I.
That's the bean, everyone.
Going, yeah.
Tech Turncoat
There's
says
the money maker. It's the bean.
Yeah. That's the little goblin who keeps interrupting the show tonight. Oh jeez. All right, here we go. Back to the questions.
Oh god, she's so just solid. I love her so much.
In the opposite end of the direction, what game would make a good anime? Metal Gear Solid Revengeance.
That would make a great game. Actually.
I would love to watch that as an anime. I want Studio Trigger to animate it.
I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, that would be another good anime.
Just because you can like sidestep a lot of like the gameplay for that, and just get into like just the meat and potatoes of fucking the story, and also a fully fucking animated Sephiroth. Do you know the level of fucking it just absolute insanity that would occur online if Sephiroth was actually fully animated to like the utmost extent?
Oh, that would be really cool, actually. I would also like to add another one. Disgaea 4 would make a really cute, weird little anime.
Oh yeah. I would absolutely watch that. Because I know they did an anime of Disgaea 1. And a manga.
A couple years back, I would say an Overwatch anime, but I don't think so anymore. I don't think I'd want to watch that.
Does Fate Grand Order have a?
Yes, it does. It does actually have an anime. Yeah.
Thank God. Now I can just finally fucking look up that fucking Merlin and just live in peace.
It adapts, I think, specific arcs. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't been keeping up with it, but I think that's how it does its business. Agnia says a Breath of the Wild anime would be fun, or Fire Emblem Echoes Shadow of Valentia. Asora's Wrath says Diego. Tech Turncoat says Arc Knights is the one he wants. Mirror Archives says Minecraft anime, but a Hat in Time would also be a fun anime. I could see that. I think one that really, if I could answer like a side step of this answer, I think a game that deserved a better anime was BlazBlue. I could talk about the problems with Alter Memory all day long. It is such a bad fucking anime. And they had all the right tools to make the proper anime, and they just fucked it up. They just fucked it up so fucking badly. Oh God. Like, the whole point of like the first game is that I don't want to go into it because we're gonna play it on the show and then we'll talk about it then.
Okay.
But it's a travesty. Number 15. We are almost we are at the last 10 questions.
Oh my God, and it's only been 2 hours.
That's right. What is the first anime you ever watched?
Oh, that's easy.
So I'm gonna also say with this one, it has to be something you acknowledged was anime.
Oh.
Because I think that for a lot of us, it would be anything that was on Toonami. But for me, the first thing that I acknowledged was anime was Naruto.
The first thing that I ever watched that I acknowledged was anime would have been Inuyasha, but my honest to God first one would have been Hamtaro that I watched when I was like 4 or 5.
My first one would be Pokemon then.
Yeah, so it's those traditional ones right at the beginning, right? So Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece, a lot of the things that came on like for kids or just anything like that. And the things that we didn't know were anime.
Yeah. Some answers. Mirror Archive says Serial Experiments Lane. Gronzon says Dragon Ball or Sailor Moon. Tech Turncoat says Soul Eater. Insane Audible says Pokemon and Sailor Moon. Diego says the first time I went and actively went to watch an anime or something that wasn't television was Attack on Titan. Haven't gotten back to it since season 1 though. Agnia says Pokemon really, but Azumanga Daioh was the first actual choice. I think it's really important to differentiate what was your first actively, like, you knew it was anime versus something you watched as a kid.
Because a lot of the answers just turn into Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
And while they're very valid and they obviously like, but that first one where you sit there and you're like, this is anime. Not just a show on TV, this is anime.
Yeah. All right. Number 16. Do you think you'll ever stop watching anime? Honestly, if it continues the trend that it is, I think it's gonna be very hard for me to continue watching anime. When I was younger, I felt that anime was on this trajectory that I didn't like in a post Sword Art Online kind of world. Maybe it wasn't just Sword Art. I'm sorry, the bean. I'm sorry. You can't sit on. Ow! Now she's biting me because she can't go on the desk. Anyways.
The bean terrorizes again.
Well, she just wants to hang out and she feels like I'm like ignoring her.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever stop. I have had moments in which like I just didn't watch anything. Like I keep going to anime news network and stuff like that. Like I keep going in and checking to see like, oh, like what are the trends? What are this and this and this? And like I'll keep doing that. And I'll always, every now and then I will rewatch classics, like to show Nate or to show like some of our friends, right? Like we watched Full Metal Alchemist and we showed Nate some old Naruto. And I think that's fine. And like recently I got into My Hero Academia. But My Hero Academia is like 4 or 5 years old. And it's hard for me to get into new stuff. It's really, really hard. And it's a lot of it just boils down to like there's a couple factors, but one of them is admittedly I am getting older. And because I'm getting older, but the characters are staying the same age, I feel awkward. You know, I'm not really interested in watching another high school kind of thing. In fact, if anything, that's my least favorite part of My Hero Academia is whenever we do like the school stuff. I'm like, I don't care about that. Like I want to see All Might, I want to see Endeavor, and then like Hawks and all those characters. Like I'm more interested in that. Like, yes, I want to watch the natural progression of these characters, but like even Naruto, as we talked about earlier, me and you, knew to stop the tuning exams. Like they knew when to stop that. And so like it is difficult for me to watch anime. It's troubling. It's not something that I like. I don't, it's not like I want to stop. It's just I feel like it's not made for people like me anymore. I like Overlord. Overlord was a surprise hit, and I liked Tanya, Saga of Evil, or the Evil, however you do that one. And from the bits and pieces I watched of Konosuba, like that's cute. It's a cute show, from what I've seen. And we watched one more. What was the other one we were watching?
It was Fate.
And Fate Zero. Well, yeah, it's not new to me, so maybe that's why it wasn't in the foreground. But like Fate Zero for me will always be one of my favorite anime. Like it's something that like I want to be into this. I still love anime for what it is, but I just don't like the direction it's going in. And I just feel like the older I get, the more isolated I'm going to feel. And I'm not saying that I need an anime to be exactly about someone like me or anything like that, but it would be nice to have a Catherine style anime where the character's 28 or 30 or something like that. And they're characters that are just going through the normal cycle of life. I think that is a much more interesting idea than pseudo Eurocentric fantasy stuff. And if I'm having this problem, I can't imagine how some of these long-time Japanese anime fans are feeling right now, especially like with how things are going on in Japan. I don't know. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. And obviously I feel like I'm in a minority because a lot of people like the current trends in anime. I just don't, That's just how I feel. And like maybe like, and I know like a lot of our fans are like a little younger than us and stuff, but it's just I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that you'll ever stop watching anime?
Permanently? No. I think that I will still watch anime. I think I'll just be way more selective as I get older. Because there are still anime that like appeal to me, just not nearly as much, right? Violet Evergarden is a story about adults, and it's not big and action-packed and bombastic, but it's something I enjoyed. Overlord is about adults, and while in its entirety, would I watch a bunch of anime? Probably not. But as I go, I think I would probably just be way more selective about what I'm into, which would probably limit me as I go. So entirely, my answer is going to be no.
I really hope it changes. I really want it to. I don't know if it will, just due to the nature of how anime works. But I don't know. That's maybe my answer's a little bit of a downer. It sounds like maybe both of our answers are a little bit of a downer.
Yeah,
but
which is fair.
I mean, it's just it's the way the game works, and who knows? Maybe, like I said, maybe in a couple years we'll see some different stuff. Like Nate showed me Doro Hidoro, and that was pretty cool. I liked that one.
Oh yeah.
I got to watch more of that. Maybe like that's another thing. Like maybe if anime became more outlandish, like that kind of stuff, I think I would like that a lot. I gotta finish Dorohedoro. That being said, they're all calling me Grandpa Mitch.
Yeah, that being said, what the fuck?
I've just been into this. I've been in this game for too long, guys. Let's see. Let's read some of the comments. Mirror Archive says, "Hakaku, hakaku, hakaku." In all seriousness, I do look back on a few that I liked in the past, but new anime, no, I don't think I'll keep going. Agnia says, yes, I really don't watch all that much anime anyway, so I'm sure one day... Oh, in agreement. I don't really watch all that anime anyway, so I'm sure one day I'll stop. Tech Turncoat says, remember, kids, the only good Sword Art is Sword Art Abridged. Insane Audible says, Mitch is now our grandpa. And, I think... Yes! Tech Turncoat is absolutely 100% correct. Chainsaw Man is coming, so I will have one more anime to be excited for. This upcoming year is actually going to be really good for me. Like, I'm actually really excited about this year for anime because I wasn't I read all of Bleach, but I wouldn't call it one of my favorites. But they're doing the final arc of Bleach, and I can actually be kind of happy about that because there are some characters I miss, like Kenpachi Saraki. Shaman King is coming back this year. They're gonna do the full ending, and I'm so excited, guys. Shaman King is gonna be so fucking good, and you heard it from me first. A series that had zero or a very small fan base nowadays is gonna get super big. It's gonna be great. Chainsaw Man is gonna get animated. I'm really excited for that one.
Spy X Family.
Spy X Family is rumored to have an anime coming out later in the year. Right now, Attack on Titan's final season is coming, and I watch every other week. I'm trying to keep up with it. Sometimes I just forget, especially with the holidays these last couple of weeks. But yeah, so I guess maybe the answer is I won't ever watch anime, but it's getting tricky. Getting real tricky. Let's move on to answer number 17. What is your favorite genre of anime?
I have a trashy answer. I really enjoy a lot of horror, and I enjoy action. That's great and everything. I have a soft spot for slice of life anime.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I just like watching people have a good time and be friends. Like everything else about like my person, when I was like, fuck yeah, horror, fuck yeah, Junji Ito, look at this fucking shit, and then I'm like, but I really like it when they're just soft.
I would say I would used to say shonen. I really liked shonen. Because I felt one of my favorite things about this is so lame. One of my favorite things about shonen writing is systems. I love a good intricate system of how something works. Chakra is a really good system. The Bonkai bits in Bleach, that's an interesting system. The quirks is an interesting system. Like there's different ways that these things function, and like I like to watch how powers work. the more intricate a system is, the more involved I like to be with it. It's actually like really like, I don't know. I like watching like different components work. So like I really love stand fights in JoJo because like that's like, you know, like that's systems v systems all the way. I would say shonen, seinen a little bit here and there. I'm always in the mood for Gundam-esque sci-fi. Genres is hard because essentially it's like what's your favorite flavor of food? Like that it depends on the day.
Oh yeah.
Um
I'm inclined to agree. While I do, and that's why my answer was so many. I love horror. I love action. I love drama. I love a good mystery. But depending on the day, sometimes I don't want to watch terrible things happen to people. Sometimes I want to watch them be friends and talk about their favorite food.
yeah.
Or how they eat food, or just some stupid bullshit, or they're just having a good time and like playing around with each other. I legitimately enjoy that, and every once in a fucking anime will come out of fucking left field and just crack me right across the face, like Nozaki-kun.
Oh my god, one of the best anime to come out that year.
That why the fuck is there not a fucking second season?
I'm amazed that there isn't a second season. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you why. It was successful for all intents and purposes. It did what it was supposed to. I'm so sorry. Hey, what are you doing?
Dubbing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone. Every now and then, I can't tell if she's like messing with something. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean,
anyways, yeah.
Nozaki-kun is something I really like, and I've never been into like romance type animes. But if you can make me fucking laugh, then yeah, sure, fucking I'll watch you.
I really, I feel like a good thriller sometimes, but it can't just be like oh, someone is being murdered in our classroom. It has to be like something like Psycho-Pass, like season 1 Psycho-Pass. Give me some sci-fi nonsense. Give me those. Give me that like weird feel. Give me like that darker feel. Like I'll dig that.
Oh god. Paranoia Agent is pretty good for that one, actually.
I really like unique shows. I wouldn't say it's a genre, but I really like unique supernatural stuff. I really like the first one that comes to mind. Motherfucker. I can think of the opening. We literally watched it earlier today. Death Parade. I really like Death Parade. Okay, hang on one second. I don't know why I gotta kick the bean out.
Okay, no, that's super fair. I can read off some of the comments. A lot of shonen. Thank you, Diego. I know you love your fight scenes. And I guess technically shonen can be its own genre. It's mostly just like, if I were to call it anything, it would be a manga made for an audience that are typically male in their younger years. But yeah, trashy isekai, but only when it's good. Slice of life is good. Soft anime is really good. And it's fine if like tolerances go up and down for like dark shit. Sometimes you're just tired.
Yeah,
You don't want to watch that awful shit happen. And I could definitely see why a lot of people now are just like, it's too dark already out there. I'm just gonna watch these fucking people flirt.
Yeah.
and just have a good time in the outside.
What is your least favorite genre of anime?
Romance.
Same.
I hate rom-com. Mostly because most of them are god-awful. I hate just that romance genre in general. I'm super not into it. Nozaki-kun and Kiss Him Not Me are probably the only exceptions.
I feel like if you want to make something that's really just like a traditional rom-com is hard for me to get into. But if it's a rom-com tied to a gimmick, then I think it works better. Like Nozaki-kun works perfect for what it is because of its gimmick.
Oh yeah. That and I'm honest to God a sucker of art-based anime and manga. So when they're just making fucking anime or they're making manga, I'm so into that. And maybe that's 'cause I'm biased because I draw, I work really hard on art. Maybe that's why, but Shirobako fucking is honest to God one of my favorites. But it's not a genre. It's not a genre for anime. That's just called making anime. Unfortunately for me. But honestly, if that would be my favorite. But I hate rom-com. I hate romance in general. It's so because it falls into Will's problem, right? A lot of the issues could be solved if you just fucking talk to each other.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that. Some of the answers that the fans are giving, Mirror Archive says porn anime, mindless slaughter, horror, harem anime, romance focused anime. And I don't hate it, but slice of life anime isn't my thing. Diego says horror, I'm not a brave boy. Tech Turncoat says anime that tries to be really deep but is really, really dumb. Insane Oddball says harem where the MC is yes, I also dislike harem anime. Where the MC is as spicy as a stale white bread. Tech Turncoat. Tech Turncoat all says I've seen harem done all right, but like 98% of harem is trash. I think my biggest problem with harem anime is the fact that it's a fantasy. That's all it boils down to. I mean, it's a fantasy where where like the main character has like 9 different characters, like different female people who are interested in them, and that's the fantasy. The fantasy is that you have these options to pick, and I think that my biggest problem with it is that you can be like. And obviously, I can't really criticize that much. One of my favorite games of all time is Dramatical Murder, a game in the opposite direction. But at least that game is well written. You know? Like,
yeah, I was about to make that argument. I was like gonna say that the only good harem out there would be Dramatical. Dramatical is a great example of a harem because Alba has a personality. Alba fucking cares about things and is interesting. And second off, the entire game, yeah, you can romance people. Yeah, they are interested in you. Yeah, that's great. But also, there's a bigger problem going on, and we really need to work on that. We can't just fucking focus on how much you want me the entire time. And I like that.
I will see, and I guess it kind of goes a bit sideways because I do like visual novels. Like in terms of anime, I don't like romance anime, but I will play visual novels because I think it's fun to do those routes, and I think it's also fun to voice them, as you guys know. But yeah, moving on to the next question. Are you open about watching anime with people you know? Yeah.
Mitch, I have a dark secret to tell you.
Oh, you Oh yeah? Okay, let's move on. Jesus Christ. Let's move on to the next question.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess that question is like if you're a closeted anime fan or if you're not comfortable with some of the genres and stuff. I mean, I feel like I mean maybe that's where that comes from. Number 20.
My family never really judged me on anime. Fuck, my grandma actually liked anime, so
Yeah,
fuck it, right?
yeah, it's hard. Before we move on, I will read some of these other ones. Mirror Archive says, "I only talk to people on the internet. What do you want from me? I like anime. What are you gonna do about it?" Diego says, "Yes," with a question mark. "It never comes up with my family, so no," says Gronzen. "With friends, 100%. Um, and Tech says, "Hell, fucking no, I'm not open." I don't know where that one is. I don't know where the I don't. Yes, the answer is yes. Number 20. Have you been in Japan? No.
No.
Number 21. What anime was the? Jeez. Number 21. What anime was the biggest letdown for you?
Oh no.
I don't watch anime I'm not into.
Yeah, I feel that. I guess the biggest letdown. So maybe something that you started to watch and then it just kind of dissolved.
Oh no, I would pick one that I like, but it still let me down, and that was Bleach. Bleach had such a strong first 20 episodes, and I loved those 20 episodes of Bleach. Like Josh and I would talk about like how it was a really unique setting, and it was really fun, and the characters were likable, and then it dramatically changed. Like, I think a big part of my problem with Bleach is that they introduced a lot of these things in the first 20 episodes, like Grand Fisher being the thing that killed his mom, like Ichigo's mom. And like, you would think that that would be a natural arc of Ichigo's character, that one day he'll fight Grand Fisher, right, and kill him. And then they kind of do away with that. Like, there's a lot of things about Bleach, as much as I like reminisce about it and I'm like, wow, it was really fun, like there's too many things about Bleach that ended up just letting me down.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, some of the answers in the comments is Bleach or Gundam Wing. SAO keeps popping up a lot. Several people are saying Ruby. Tech Turncoat doesn't agree. DN Angel. Yeah, DN Angel didn't end up well.
Tech Turncoat also pointed out the nationalism of Attack on Titan. Yeah, that one it's tricky. It's a tricky territory.
Yeah.
I have to see it to the end, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's definitely some fucking anime out there in which I couldn't keep going. Honestly, and it really fucking sucks. Inuyasha was a really big disappointment for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Despite it being one of your favorite anime.
Despite it being one of my favorite, and my first anime, Inuyasha, after a while, became just ridiculous, and I don't mean in like the Bleach sense of ridiculous, where it just keeps going and going and going. But after a while, Inuyasha, a lot of my issues with it stem from, unfortunately, just talk it out, and it also didn't make sense why things were happening. And one of the biggest issues I had with it was, hey, why does Naraku hate Inuyasha so much? Because he always goes after him, and the whole reason was the equivalent of, oh well, he didn't like that he was dating Kikyo, who was 18 at the time. Thank you. Inuyasha being mentally 15. And he was just like, "Oh, I don't like that they're dating. So, fuck you." And then he kills Kikyo. And then he just keeps going for Inuyasha, and I got it at first, but then as it like progresses, it stops being reasonable. And it becomes very clear some of the writing flaws is the fact that Naraku wasn't a character that existed until he showed up. In the actual show and manga, it was never supposed to be him that was the big bad, and it just kept going, and then the whole fucking mess with Kikyo only made it worse, and as it went, I couldn't stomach the weird romance, and I couldn't stomach the weird fucking bullshit that they would just kind of put Inuyasha through and went, haha, you deserved it. Because you didn't like what Kagome was saying, so obviously she has the right to throw you to the fucking ground every time she doesn't like what you do or say. It just got really bad, and I think the issue arose in that there was a hiatus between the first part and the second part, and in that second part, I had grown up by a couple of years, so when it came out, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And I just started picking up on shit because I wasn't as young as I was anymore. And I love it. It's one of my first anime. I was so into the show. But honestly, fuck Kikyo, fuck Kagome, fuck the entire fucking writing process hell that it went through, and fuck the new fucking Inuyasha show that's coming out
Oh,
where it
jeez.
implies weird shit. I'm not into it.
Yeah. Let's
Uh,
move on to the next question.
Yeah, sorry I went on a tangent.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh,
your
God.
hatred knows no bounds. Let's see here. What is an anime that was better? What anime was better than expected?
Overlord.
Overlord is way better than I anticipated. I would say Madoka Magica. When I first got
Magic. I think I know one for you.
Which one?
Attack on Titan.
That is true. Attack on Titan was a lot. It took me a couple times to get into Attack on Titan, but I really got into it last year. My Hero Academia is one that I actually really didn't like going into it, and then I really ended up enjoying it. I'm still reading it. Mirror Archive says Bacano and Lupin the Third Part 2 really grew on me more than I thought they would. Tech Turncoat says Doro Hidoro and Overlord. A shorter one, I would say. Nozaki-kun. I didn't know what to expect going into that one. And it became one of my favorites. So.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, I 100% agree because once again, not into romance anime. That one took me by surprise.
Let's see here. Diego says One Piece because he remembers being absolutely floored by Luffy versus Arlong. Insane Oddball says Ruby tried too hard to become Avatar: The Last Airbender, but was unwilling to talk about serious subjects like the racism sub. Okay, I think this was addressing the previous one. Okay, so yeah, that's number 22. We have 3 questions left. What is the best anime fight scene?
Shit. I'm
gonna go with the one at the top of my head.
Okay.
Because otherwise I'm gonna be here for a while.
Okay.
The one at the top of my head is the Naruto Pain fight.
Oh god, that one's really good. I'm gonna go with the one on the very top of my head, Shikamaru versus Hidan.
Both
Because
Naruto. Both Naruto.
both Naruto, ironically. But honestly, that one's really solid. Simply because it is how do you deal with an immortal?
I would also raise Char versus the count. Or if you watch Char's counterattack for any reason, the final battle between Char Aznable and Amuro Ray is a battle with mech fights. They get out of the mechs for a second. They play cat and mouse inside the base. They wax poetic about their philosophies. It's beautifully well done. It's very well done.
Gronzon brought up My Hero. Yeah, all for one versus one for.
That's true.
That one's solid.
That is a very solid fight. Diego brought up Darby the Gambler versus Jotaro. I think that's you're absolutely right. I think that's a great fight scene. And we're getting some Ruby answers. Nothing specific though, just kind of says Ruby. Number 24. Who is your anime waifu?
Oh, God.
I guess this feels like it's a repeat of favorite female character. But I guess in this case it's like who we've been doing this for like 2.5 hours, so I'm like, oh god.
God. You know what? For the sake of this being the end and us trying to finish up this quiz, anime video games are allowed. Let's just do that.
No, you know what? No. Nico Robin.
You know what? Fuck, you right.
Nico Robin is my in quote waifu.
Nico Robin is solid as fuck. God. Oh god, I can't think of a fucking name. I guess that wouldn't work then. I guess she's not my wife.
No. Who is it? Who is it?
The main female character from, I'm gonna butcher this name, Kakikiguri.
Okay, I don't know that.
The gambling anime.
Oh yeah. I feel like I don't know, the waifu question just feels like I mean, yeah, sure. Mirarchive says, oh dear, Sophia Hatter from Howl's Moving Castle. Gronton says Hinata. Diego says Tashigi. I struggle with this one because it feels I don't know. Number 25 is the last question on the anime list. So there is 50 questions. By the way, 50 questions. But we are only doing the 25 anime ones because I really don't want to answer any of these. They're just weird personal questions. What's your favorite what was your favorite video game as a child? That is our last anime question.
Yeah, for some reason.
Yeah. My favorite one as a child. I'm gonna say a child is like elementary school.
Right.
Pokemon Red. It's my favorite game.
I liked Pokemon Stadium, in all honesty. I loved the mini games because I would just play them with my family for hours.
No, that's true. I remember playing Pokemon Gold and then like Red and then Gold and Silver, and then I played Ruby. Pokemon was just a constant in my childhood, so like I think that would be my answer. That being said, everyone, let's go ahead and everyone's agrees that this is a weird place for this question. For a quiz that was essentially 24 questions about anime, and the last question to be about a video game.
Yeah, it's super fucking weird.
You know what? Let me ask the last question.
You know what? Yes, absolutely.
What anime has your favorite art style?
Oh, Jesus.
Like what anime is your favorite art style? This, and also to everyone in the chat, go ahead and answer this one because I think that's a favorite art style.
Fuck. That's gonna be Violet Evergarden.
Violet Evergarden. All right.
They did huge, detailed, sweeping landscapes. And all of the characters were lit up in just such a bright, soft light, and then they would pull you in and just talk to you about their troubles. And it's always such a tonal shift to have a scene of flowers and a beautiful blue sky and have someone crying. But it's gorgeous.
I'm going to pick Karos. For those at home who don't know what I'm talking about, Karos is a 6-episode OVA. It is stylistically beautiful. I really enjoy the mesh of 2D and 3D animation with that show.
Oh, yes.
And it's yeah, I think that one just it really slaps. If I had to pick a different one, I would say Gurren Lagann, Canyon Stalking, I would also argue Soul Eater.
I would also argue Madoka Magica.
You know, I yeah, just thinking now about the Endeavor fight, the style in that one is just so solid. My Hero has such a great art style to it.
Oh yeah, it's really good. When it hits, it fucking hits.
Some of the fans say, Insane Oddball says Ergo Proxy. Diego says Dragon Ball, but specifically the art style from Dragon Ball Super Broly. Mirror Archive says Hosakai no Kuni. Bronzen says Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, only because of Barbados' design. Turncoat says Dorohedoro.
That's very fair. I get that one.
Yeah. But yeah. I would also argue Gundam Unicorn. I really liked Gundam Unicorn's art style. It was the perfect blend of new and old.
Oh yeah. No, it was great. I fucking loved that one.
So yes, we're not answering any of these other questions, guys, and these were the 25 anime questions that we got to do. So thank you all for watching another episode of Mitch's Mega Minute. We did have a couple other things we wanted to talk about. Specifically, I recently beat Hades. I completed one round of Hades. And that game slaps. It's so fucking good. I can't emphasize. I know I talk about it like every week, but like that game was just like really, really solid. We played a little bit of Cyberpunk 2077. I got to the end of beginning of Act 2, and then I dropped it. We'll talk more about that next week.
Oh yeah, we'll talk way more about everything
next week.
And
Amanda, Josh, and I, and Nate, and a bunch of our friends got together and got drunk and watched BattleBots together,
which was fan-fucking-tastic.
And as per usual, I have been keeping up with My Hero Academia, and I will update you guys on all of that next week. Thank you all so much for watching another episode of Mitch's Mega Minute. I hope you guys enjoyed the questions. I think this was actually a really fun way to get you guys involved. I would love to do some more stuff like this. Maybe not 25 questions.
Oh yeah, this was great. I really like.
Actually, if you guys want to, why don't you ask us a bunch of questions in I don't know why I slapped my leg like that. Like it's like fuck it. No, why don't you guys ask us why don't you guys ask us some questions in our Discord? We do have the podcast topics. That could be like really, really fun to have you guys ask us some questions, and then we can all answer them together as a group, because I think this was really, really fun. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, well, so let's see. Let's try to make a goal. 10 questions. You guys can ask multiple questions if you want, but it would be really fun to come back next week and do another 10. We'll do them at the end of the show, so that way we have like enough time to do like the other topics we have. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out. I hope you understand a little bit more about our tastes in anime. I know a lot about you. You guys like Ruby. That's what I found out.
Yeah, you guys really like Ruby.
So anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching another episode, and we'll catch you all next week.
Catch you next week.